What's up? This is Edwin Davila, and I am the drinker. Here to talk to you about natural Australian wine, in particular this natural Australian wine. We'll talk a little bit about the name of this particular winery because it's a little unusual and a great play on words. Look here on the label, there's a video cassette tape. So, for those of you who were around during this time and cognizant of this, it meant and still means video home system. But in this particular instance, the acronym stands for Vinous Heroin Society. The name of the wine, Rat Shit in Love Symphony Movement 4. And I'm going to repeat that because, well, it bears repeating. Vinous Heroin Society, Rat Shit in Love Symphony Movement 4. So let's get into it, shall we? This wine is made in an area of Australia called the Adelaide Hills. South Australia, and here we are. Now, with that cool maritime influence, it really helps with the color maturation of red wine grapes and the complexity of white wine grapes, of which this wine is composed of both. 70% Syrah, 10% Pinot Noir, 10% Pinot Gris, 6% of Sauvignon Blanc, and 4% of Viognier. So it's a red wine, it's a white wine. Now, 50% of this wine goes through carbonic maceration. So they bring the grapes in from the vineyard. The grapes are still on the cluster. They put it in the tank, seal it up, pump in carbon dioxide. As it goes through, it gets into each and every individual little berry and then creates little intracellular fermentations in each berry. That brings it to about 2.5%, but the most important thing about it is it just brings out this amazing fruit character and softens up the tannins a little bit as well. Now, that's 50% of the wine. The other 50% goes through a standard fermentation, but both are natural process in that it's the ambient yeast from the grapes itself. They don't add or inoculate it with yeast at all. So after they do that, they take the wine, put it back together, and they age it, half in French oak, half in American oak for about 8 months. The result is something wild and crazy. I mean, the first time I tried this one, I didn't even know what to think. I tell you this, the first time I tried this one, it made me realize how much I don't know about wine. This has been open for 4 hours. It could be open for another 4 days. It's not going to last another 4 minutes if we keep this up. But in that nose, it just blows up. That fruit from the carbonic maceration, the way it's been treated, that pops up, pops out, just gets crazy. Gives you this kind of deep berry fruit bramble slurry. And that's so crazy because it's just like blackberries, boysenberries, blueberries. And then potpourri. It kind of reminds me of a raisin, like a craisin, like a dried cranberry. It's like amarone. It's like a lot of things, but straight up, this thing is just fucking sexy. And you know, this wine is so beautifully fucked up, and such a wonderful tragedy. And honestly, I can't get enough of it. The mouth feels real rich, smooth, succulent, super concentrated. And I don't feel like I'm tasting this wine. I feel like this wine is tasting me. Sick as fuck. I love this wine. And this is a great example when people do the natural wine thing, who know how to do it and do it right. They do a really, really good job of it. And I'm really, really happy with this wine. There are only 125 cases made. It's not available in New York City, and that I know for a fact, so I had to procure this. This is from Vine Street Imports. They do a great job. He makes some other wines that they have as well that are also pretty amazing. On the front, or the back, actually, or which is the front, which is the back? Who knows? That is, yeah, it's a piece of carpet. Actually cuts it out and glues it to each and every individual one. Samuel J. Smith, the winemaker and owner of the Vinous Heroin Society, no relation that I know of, is a former addict himself. And so coming out of that and then just creating something truly amazing and then embodying that symbolism is pretty incredible. And this is just one small example of the amazing world of wine that's offered by Australia. And I suggest you get your ass out, you get some right away. It's a little bit different, it's a little unique, it's a little fun. It's not quirky for the sake of being quirky, which is something I can't stand. This is definitely not that. But I definitely suggest you get something like it, or it, if you can. This is Edwin J. Davila, and I am the drinker, imploring you asking you to go try something new, experience something different, but always drink outside of the box.